Welcome to a couple of bunkies. I've been attempting to make new videos incorporating our laser engraver, and one video that I thought would be a good one is making some stamps. I was able to find this rubber mat on Amazon that's able to be cut with a laser. Our family recently had a new baby boy, and I thought it would be great to make little stamps of his feet. We had the original impressions from the hospital taken of his feet, and I could just imagine putting paint on them and making it look like he was walking all over the walls in his bedroom. First, I measured the size in order to get the scaling right. I used Inkscape in order to do the scaling. Instead of going off of an image and just changing the color, I need to change it into a SVG file. So one, it's scalable, and two, it can be read by the laser engraver. We do this by going to Path and Trace Bitmap. Now we have the ability to inverse the image from this screen, but first I need to make it a grayscale. I then deleted the original image so I wouldn't get confused. Now I trace a line around each of the feet so I can clip the image off of the SVG file. And I repeated the same process for both feet. After the images are outlined, I make a copy of the background. I select the background image and the traced outline, line both of them up. I right-click with my mouse and hit Set Clip. And I do the same thing with the other foot. And clip out each foot from the background. Then I orient the images so they take up less space. The laser engraver will remove all of the black area. So I need to make an inverse image of these feet, where white is the foot part and black is the areas that won't go on the stamp. The darker the color, the more it will remove that material. I wanted to keep a lot of the detail in this footprint, and when I try to do that, it doesn't make the best stamp. So I'm kind of shooting for imperfection right now. And eventually I need to mirror this image since I'm using the face in order to use it as a stamp. Now I'm going to invert the colors by going to Filter, Color, and select Invert, and select Apply. Now I wanted to make a little bit of a wider dark area around the feet so that there would be nothing touching the surface when using it as a stamp. So to do this, I've just made the outline bigger and set the fill to black and the stroke to red. The red will make it cut out. We have an affiliate link with Monport Laser, where you can get 10% off all of Monport's machines. Use the link below and use the promo code Timothy10 at checkout. Now I use the roster engraved setting, the blacks and grays. I would suggest to put this on a lower setting or a higher speed and use it twice in order to have a deep cut with no burns. And the stamp material that we have is real easy to cut with just plain scissors, so you don't really have to do the vector cut setting. Now in a previous video I had made a baby crib for my son, and I had used our Legacy ornamental mill in order to make this bead design. And I had some leftover spindles from this project. So I decided to incorporate it into the handle for my stamp. Consider going and watching our baby crib video. It was a really good one. And if you're not familiar with a legacy ornamental mill, check out some of my other videos where I use it. I'll leave some links around the description. I'm going to include a small peek of the baby crib video just to show you how I made the bead design. And started creating a bead design. I ended up doing a live stream in the shop while doing this bead design. I set up the legacy ornamental mill with 2 cranks, one moving in the Y direction every 4 turns equaling 1 inch, and the other one rotating the spindle. The x-axis is controlled by the knob on the gantry. I was able to keep the project on the legacy ornamental mill in order to sand it and to apply the first coat of polyurethane. After letting these spindles dry, I ended up making a dunk tank for my polyurethane in order to add the next 3 coats. I also used my walking stick hanging jigs in order to allow them to cure. Okay, so after these bead designs were made, I took a couple of the snipped ends from the crib so I could go ahead and use them for this stamp. And I had a separate block of wood that I was able to use the rubber piece for the stamp in order to apply it to, so I knew what size hole I needed to cut in it. And I was able to cut it out with the bandsaw. After this blank was cut out, I was able to take it to the spindle sander. I used a round over bit on our router table in order to round over the end of these blocks. After rounding over these blocks, I took the palm sander and gave it a good sanding. I needed a hole in the block in order to apply the bead spindle too. So all I had to do was use a step bit in order to match the size of the spindle. I then used CA glue and accelerant in order to apply the spindle to the block. And finally I added a coat of polyurethane in order to make the whole project shiny. And here it is after the first dunk. It really looks to me like a professional stamp. And here it is. This is the final product. Thank you for watching our video. Please like and subscribe.